Bloody Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Hunter x Hunter chapter 388. So, basically, last chapter of Hunter x Hunter, we got to see Saradich's side of the story when there was an attempted assassination on his life, and it was really cool. We got to see, like, how he was developing his ability and how he reacted to his ability. I thought that was really cool. Anyway, let's get to this chapter and see what happens next. And this chapter is titled Deliberation. Will they be able to learn Nen? Here we go. Is it really okay to let him have free reign like this? It couldn't be helped. Learning Nen is our top priority, but if this situation was specifically what they were after, then we would have fallen right into their plans. Okay. If whatever they're planning is against us, they might try something like manipulation, they might try something like manipulating you or forcing you to act according to their will. But if any manipulation through Nen is tried, we will stop it. After which we will restrain Bill and Kurapika immediately, just as we had warned them previously. If we keep surveillance tight and watch carefully, we will know whether or not someone is being controlled. Being that this is also a matter of security, I would like you to entrust this to me. Although I believe this to be a bit overkill and heavy-handed, seeing that you are the first Prince's elite soldiers, I shall leave it to you. If I want to try and figure out Kurapika and Bill's abilities, I can't exactly just let them run free and completely unchecked. From the present circumstances, it would seem that he's using some ability from within that room that he can't let be seen for whatever reason. Or he's just trying to completely cut us off from information, including any hint at what he might be doing. But if in this short period of time that woman, Legiolas, comes out of actually being able to use Nen, then we'll know he's not trying to take control of us or something like that. All these participants still lack enough training to have their aura nodes be forcibly opened without incurring real damage. The only possibility would be a method using some manipulator type ability to semi-force them open, but if that is the case, then the user's aura, in this case Kurapika's, would be mixed in with theirs. With so many samples to observe, I would definitely notice if any of them were being manipulated by Kurapika's aura. But Kurapika is specialist, if we consider that a byproduct of him activating his abilities, awakening Nen in his target, then I could understand the basis behind Kurapika's seemingly rock-solid confidence in his time limit. If that is the case, then the only thing we would have to verify, let me read this again. If that's the case, then the only thing we would have verified is that Kurapika is in fact a specialist and that his abilities condition for activation is giving someone Nen abilities. He's using that to give us all Nen so that he can use us as tools to prolong the life of the prince and queen he's defending. He'll have pulled it off. And although incredibly unlikely, we can't ignore the possibility that he's doing all of this to mislead us from the fact that Bill is in fact the one with the actual ability. We need to be careful and proceed slowly, collecting what information we can. I agree. Just as you said, if we rush in, we'll just be digging our own graves. I've got to acknowledge this. He's a formidable foe. Yes, they are the first prince's private guard and carry authorization as such, but before I entrusted anything to them, I wanted to just reconfirm the prince's orders. Yes. Here we go. Her aura flow has clearly increased. Let's see what Kurapika did. This is the state of someone that has entered the stage of having gained Nen and being able to control it. Without any prior knowledge, it should normally take a year of practicing the fundamentals every single day for at least 3 hours to reach this point. Well, I can't judge based on just one person, but I don't believe she's being manipulated. How was it? You did the water divination ceremony, right? I can't say anything about it right now. I'm sorry. In order to avoid any bias or preconceived predictions and keep a rigid, fair, impartial judgment, I'm requesting everyone to please not speak about their individual results until after everyone is finished. In the event that anyone breaks that request, I reserve the right to end training right then and there. So I would like for you to, all to cooperate with me on this matter. It appears as though the third prince's private soldiers, Tinfutori will be the last to be examined. You probably intend to use the upper-ranked prince's bodyguards to deter any international rule breaking, right? If anyone did try to break the rules to interrupt and end the training, even if it were me, the person responsible would be prosecuted. Mayor, you're next. Considering your age, I really must commend the speed at which you made your way through the training. Both you and Rangi mustn't speak about any of this for the duration of the time period. Is that all right? I see. So even if we discover his strategy or the means by which he's doing this, we can't do anything against him. Very well, but if I feel that I'm in danger, then we have reserved the right to end all of this ourselves. Of course. Now, then please step inside. Ooh, what do we got here? So here we go. We got the water divination going on. Moving right along. Starting now, everything I say will be the truth. Of course, that doesn't mean you're required to believe me. Our main priority above all else is protecting the lives of the 14th Prince Wobble and 8th Queen Oito. In order to achieve that, we are sharing Nen abilities and knowledge. Read this again. In order to achieve that, we are sharing Nen abilities and knowledge of them with all of you. So then when you said you wanted to create a stalemate in power until we made land, that wasn't a lie? Precisely. The water divination ceremony was originally a way for those that had acquired Nen to discern what type of Nen ability they had. But today we are using it as a means to prove that Nen abilities have been awakened in you. Inside this cup, there is a plant seed. Normally, we would never place something different like this in it beforehand. But to be frank, we have no other option, which is why we're doing it this way. Continue. Just as I outlined over the last week, Nen abilities are something that anyone is capable of attaining. But the speed at which people pass through the training will be different from individual to individual. Furthermore, it is not something that can be gained overnight. There's an alternative method to forcefully acquire Nen, receiving a Nen attack. I fully understand your reservations and cautiousness, but I swear that I will not harm you. Being an alternative method is frowned upon and quite taboo, so the word attack is used as convenience to dissuade against it. But actually, this Nen attack also includes healing abilities and lending abilities. I see. Bill, let's see. Oh, shoot. It scrolled a little too fast. Hold on. Frick! Stop doing this. Manga life. There we go. So Bill's doing his thing. What? Yeah, Bill's an enhancer type Nen user. By using Hatsu, he is able to stimulate and hasten his growth in his target. This feels so nostalgic. It really does. How shocking. But that's so cool to see, like, the plant come out of the seed. That's really freaking cool. So then you're saying if you hold your hands over me like you did that seed, you can awaken abilities within me as well? Not quite. If I did that, the effects to those still untrained or lacking enough would be weak, and we would be unable to deliver the results promised within the time limit. Bill is going to lend his powers to me, and then I in turn will lend them to you. Although I shouldn't be telling you this is an indirect attack. Officially, I am a specialist with the lending type ability that in and of itself is not an attack ability. But when I activate it, it has a secondary effect of semi-forcing Nen abilities to awaken in someone without them. Jeez, you know what? I gotta say this right now because this is just something that has just been driving me nuts. And because I've been noticing this a lot in manga lately. There's just been, is it just me or has there just been a lot of awakenings lately in manga? My God, it's just been going on. I think it's been going on, I want to say, over like the past couple of months or so. There's just been so many freaking awakenings. It is just ungoddamn believable. What is 2018 like the year of the awakening? Like what the hell? if you don't, I'm sorry, like, just saying, Kurapika saying this shit about awakening, it's just really making me think about that. It's just like, god damn, how many more awakenings are we gonna get this year? Like, god! Especially, like, within the next, like, month. Let alone the next week. Ah, we just had, like, at least, how many awakenings do we have, like, in the last 24 hours? We had, like, we had at least 2 in the last 24 hours. Like, it's insane. If you don't consent to what I've explained up until now, then I won't use my ability. You could just open that door, say, I'm resigning, and leave the room. I would like you to keep everything. I told you here a secret, but I'm aware that I can't force you to. I'm almost completely certain there's no way that he's being manipulated. Both Lagiolis and Mayara are now ready to use Nen. What Kurapika said was true. So then this confirms that Kurapika used his specialist ability to cause their Nen awakening, but that's most likely only one of many abilities he has. Yes, that's my man right there. That's my man! The information he's deliberately giving out is that he's actually restraining us from and keeping us from acting. If I assume his abilities are split up into 5, just like his fingers, then in truth we still don't know a thing about his abilities. So you figured it out. You figured it out. There's an ability per finger, which is pretty goddamn cool. Depending on today's training, I believe a few more people will reach the water divination ceremony. But in regards to gaining abilities, the most important part begins now. Nen that will act as the deterrent to assure our mutual goal of stalemate. It is essential for a Nen user to have another Nen user believe they are one at first glance. If your appearance comes off that way, then your opponents will equip themselves with the appropriate defensive power. So then, does this mean he wasn't lying about anything he said? That's right, it's the truth. How incredible. I can feel myself overflowing with vitality. I can feel this aura rising up around me like a warmth. Oh man, I wish I had that. That'd be freaking awesome. I want to feel Nen. I can also tell that if I were to run out, then I would be completely out of energy. Wait, this sounds familiar. Oh no, I remember what this no! Okay, I have to mention this because this for those of you that are not reading Hell's Paradise Shigakuraku, we have like something like Nen going on in Hell's Paradise Shigakuraku. Instead of Nen though, it's called Tao. And it is just, oh my god. I know it's random it's actually not random that I'm bringing it up right now because this sentence literally is what happened to Kabimaru after he utilized Tao, or well, he's somewhat he hasn't mastered it, but he started using Tao, and because he hasn't mastered it, it was really his life energy, and he collapsed, and he's not dead, but you know what I mean. But I really recommend reading Hell's Paradise Shigakuraku if you like Hunter x Hunter. Hell's Paradise Shigakuraku is a really fucked up series too. And I do cover it on this channel, by the way. But anyway, I need to synchronize my breathing with it and then stop it as if I were holding my breath. And like, this is another reason why I'm bringing up Hell's Paradise Shigakuraku. It's making me think that this is what Gabimaru's gonna have to do to master 10. Oh, not 10. To master Tao. So that way he does. So when he uses it. Especially when he fights more intensity, he ain't gonna die. Or any of the other fucked up monsters that he's fighting on the island. Ugh. Anyway, perhaps I should imagine myself closing off my pores and then little by little begin to let my breath out in a long exhale. From his appearance, there seems nothing out of the ordinary. He seems like someone progressing along with his training, but looking at the large amount of aura, it just doesn't match up with him. God, this is just really making me think of Gabimaru! It really is! If this is an act, it's not the level one could accomplish through a trick just by manipulating someone. This is absolute top-class skill. If a soldier with a high level of combat skill were to have that much aura, which, in the case of Gabimaru, a high-class ninja, he has definitely, I would say, a lot more skill. I don't know about the soldier, but Gabimaru is a high-class ninja, and his Tao, slash Nen, was activated by a Kurapika-like character. He's not as cool as Kurapika, but I would say he's definitely more fucked up than Kurapika. It makes so much sense. I'd be forced to be on my guard, just as if you realized you were physically outclassed by your opponent. Is Kurapika intending to continue on this course for a second or third time? Or perhaps he's looking for an excuse to stop it? Woo, here we go! Currently, you and I are linked through Kurapika's ability. The Halcyon ability I've been loaded with will now be transferred from Kurapika to you, Miss Yuri. If you could concentrate on activating it, then you will be able to do the same thing Bill did. What? Your aura is being lent to you, so it is not your own ability, but now you have been awoken, so if you master Ten and Hatsu through your breathing exercises, then without anyone finding out, you could do the water divination ceremony on your own and discover your own Nen typing. Huh? So then what about your explanation? What about all your explanation earlier? I couldn't explain all the complicated details out there. Besides, I wanted to know just how much resolve everyone had. I want to do everything in my own power. I want to do everything in my power to ensure that not one more person on board falls victim to the succession war. In order to accomplish that, I want to spread this power to as many people as possible. To Kurapika, you are going to die at this rate. I'm planning to run this training a second and third time. If you could tell that to 10th Prince Kacho and 6th Prince Seiko, I would greatly appreciate it. Yes, sir. Thank you. Indeed, at the present moment, Kurapika's strategy is the best, but I've seen the honorable and poor corrupted into greedy, power-crazed despots after achieving wealth so many times. It's impossible to predict what will happen from here on out. People are so easily changed by power. Oh my god, yes! All the more so when their interests align. My own power isn't suited for battle, and Kurapika's is most likely the same way. I don't know about that! If the tension should break and give way to the unstoppable succession war, then we may end up being crushed by the power that we ourselves granted everyone. That brings today's classes to an end. The irony would be so fucking real if that happens, but Kurapika, Bill, you don't know shit about Kurapika's ability, so I would shut the fuck up. Do you have some trump card up your sleeve? Yes, it does! Kurapika always has a trump card up his sleeve. Or up his chains. I don't even have to confirm it. Of course you do, don't you? Still, to quell this unpredictable dilemma and bring things this far without boiling over is already quite the feat. Bill, thank you. You have my gratitude. Huh? Where'd that come from? It's rare for a male to be an enhancer with a support type ability, since most of them would choose to take it in a direction where they could increase their battle power. Normally, I would have certainly preferred to not have your power found out by them. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, it was for a strategy, and you took the initiative and revealed your own ability, so it's not like I was about to not reveal mine, right? Are you okay still going down this path? There still is the possibility that we may not reach the goal we're trying for. You're right. Although we boarded this ship under beyond orders in order to make it to the new continent, we chose room 1014 on our own. The prince was just a baby, so I didn't think he'd get wrapped up into any severe battles. Then the succession war began. Everything descended into chaos, and though I acted strong, in reality, I was lost. And then I didn't know what to make of trying to escape from a place I chose for a disgraceful reason. And that's when Vincent, the first prince's assassin, arrived. And even he couldn't stand me. After all, I was a coward who only made my decision after arguing with you and the queen. Cowards don't make decisions. They don't resolve themselves, Bill. Kurapika. Instead of to Vittoria, I was thinking of taking their place and going first to do the water divination. After all, I feel it best that one of us gets their powers awakened as soon as possible. Your instinct is probably right. That rumbling isn't just isn't normal. Everyone that can use Nen should have felt the threat in it. I wouldn't be surprised if something were on the move, trying to take measures into their own hands. Oh yes, there's a couple of threats coming. But, Hashido, you haven't gone through the training of the fundamentals like the other participants. Therefore, although after awakening you may temporarily be powerful, more powerful than even the others, you'd shortly thereafter be stricken by fatigue and exhaustion to the point that you wouldn't even be able to stand. To be honest, I did want to have my power awakened, but there's just the concern that all this could still be some kind of trap. Treating the fundamentals of Nen, huh? My bodyguard shift has been lengthened, so maybe I should give it a go too? Therefore, at the present moment, the 14th Prince and the 3rd Prince are bound by a very tight peace treaty, but it is temporary, and it isn't the most equal alliance, so there are openings to exploit. So now we're in room 1005. The Nen acquisition was actually true. We have definitive proof, which means we should have everyone acquire this mighty power. Well done! As for the treaty, negotiate to maintain it. As far as Nen goes, you are taking a rather proactive stance that we should learn it. Yes, the risk of a trap is almost zero. Furthermore, I believe if we continue with the stance of trust and faith that regarding the treaty, that they will sympathize with our sentiments and it should develop naturally. Understood. If there are any additional classes requested, we'll give our consent. I'll leave the personnel selection to you. Yes, sir. Though he's open and honest with his strategy meanings, the Prince's Nen beast lurking in the back doesn't show itself at all. Should we really be wasting time right now to go after the 9th Prince so urgently? I want to use your ability to slaughter the 9th Prince's Nen beast with certainty. For now, restrain yourself. Don't act rashly. Indeed, it is a sound argument, but 5th Prince Tabapa's Nen beast still hasn't shown itself, which means it's guarding its safety even more than 9th Prince Halkenberg's. But by that rationale, no matter where I am, the risk is the same. If I don't figure out the enemy's ability on my own, then I won't be able to raise a predator. Oh man, I can't wait to see what the predator's gonna be for Halkenberg's. Well, actually for Halkenberg's, yeah, but for Saradich's, I want to see the predator for that shit. That's would like 2 predators be made? Like, I'm really curious about that. If we continue avoiding all risk and danger, then I won't be able to display the true specialty of this ability. Woo! It's not just that, it's the aura of Mayor's. He's at the final stage where his aura nodes are open and he's able to use Nen abilities, but compared to his state this morning, it's such an enormous leap. That Kurapika person, it seems he truly is aiming to spread fighting strength to everyone in order to cause an equilibrium. Though he may be a beginner, depending on his ability's nature, it could still pose a threat against a top-class user. That is the power of Nen. Furthermore, having a clear, precise goal of wanting to defend the prince will have a profound effect upon the nature of their Nen abilities. An ability that discovers the abilities of your enemy. An ability that cancels the ability of your enemy. An ability that steals the ability of your enemy. It's inevitable that I'm going to wind up facing numerous opponents with abilities similar in style to mine. This only increases the risk of just standing back and watching. If I'm going to act, the sooner the better. What I really want is to use my predator to eliminate Kurapika! Oh, you fucker! You eliminate Kurapika! No, but in order to do that, I would have to fulfill the condition of figuring out what all 5 of the abilities that I've hypothesized he has are, and that's just not realistic. Predator acts on its own. On top of that, it's ill-matched against opponents with multiple abilities. Suck it! Oh, but I'm going to read this sentence again, though. Predator acts on its own. On top of that, it's ill-matched against opponents with multiple abilities. So in the case against Saradich, Predator is not... When Predator might get its ass whooped by Saradich because Saradich has multiple beasts. Particularly countertypes which it has no means of evading. As up against an enhancer or an emitter, they themselves do become the target, but they're able to turn the tables around a lot. They're far from invincible, but they have a spray and prey method on their side. They can just keep attacking, and with enough tries, eventually one will hit. Beyond my, besides, my ability requires 48 hours to recharge, unlike the aforementioned spray and pray, which, if it connects, will certainly kill. If that's so, then I shouldn't be going after 5th Prince Chibupa, but 9th Prince Hockenberg. Even though there's a risk involved, if Hockenberg makes a move, room 1009 is an optimal location for me to let loose my ability. Revealing as little as possible about myself while discovering the opponent's ability. If I can manage that on my own, then Predator will grow strong and powerful. But if I use other soldiers to do my work while I hide in safety, the Predator that's born will be weakened, and it will raise the risk that it may not be able to take out its prey. I have a massive wealth of experience to draw from in order to calculate calculating the risk and timing. When making decisions in life and death situations, suddenly everyone has confidence in what they're doing. Oh my god, that's so true. I can understand this coming from a commander of an army, a man using experience gained over his long years on the battlefield to carefully consider the actions of his entire unit and give the most prudent order. But what's so prudent or careful about an assassin commit suicide? Was there a manipulator somewhere nearby? Or perhaps Halkenberg's Nembeast is a manipulator type? Figure it out, Leon. Do it! Do it yourself. Why did he give the order to stay prudent? Perhaps your assessment of the enemy's ability is wrong? What? Oh, sorry. That would taint anything I try to verify afterwards, making it all unreliable. Your ability's crux is that you can't ask for advice or counsel. There must be a hint. If the assassin is a manipulator, then I must be able to find a lead from there. But if he wasn't being manipulated, then does that mean that they have an ability that made the assassin choose death by his own will? The only thing I can ask, the only thing I can think of is some kind of body swap. If his aura was so massive that it caused a rumbling like that, then surely if he were to target someone with his ability alone, they would have an exceedingly slim success. Sorry, let me read this again. If his aura was so massive that it caused a rumbling like that, this ain't no Attack on Titan. I don't think Aaron and Zeke are up in the ship. Then surely if he were to target someone with his ability alone, they would have an exceedingly slim chance of winning, unless he gave up his own life in exchange for the guarantee of safety for the first prince. No, that's impossible. The assassin would know that Sir Benjamin, the first prince, despises things like begging for one's life more than anything else. It's exceedingly simple. It's exceedingly simple. Prince Sailsail, consumed as he is with narcissism and the desire to express it, would never miss out on performing live over just a little. Here we go. It's exceedingly simple. Prince Sailsail, consumed as he is with narcissism and the desire to express it, would never miss out on performing live over just a little bad health. Oh my god, thank God we did not get subjected to the wrath of Prince Sailsail. Even though I want to see the fucking lyrics. Oh my god, Takashi, when we get to the anime adaptation of this arc, I just want to hear fucking Prince Sailsail's wrath. He's the kind of man that would gladly broadcast himself even if he were so ill that he couldn't even move. Also, he could bask in the role of the tragic main character. Yet, he didn't choose either option, which means Prince Sailsail is dead. And then there's Prince Benjamin's private guard rotation. This leads us to one solution, that the assassination was carried out by Prince Benjamin's private guard, and the next target is me. First, I need to find out Prince Sailsail's cause of death. If I can confirm that it was an assassination by means of Nen ability, I can pull up a listing of possible abilities that could have done the deed and come up with a countermeasure. If I give that information and mission to those who have had abilities awakened, and then it may grant effects on the ability that they ultimately acquire. Hyson, please deal with this. Yes, sir. I want to investigate the shifts of Prince Benjamin's private guard, but I need to give a good enough excuse to ensure I don't invite the suspicion of the kingdom's legal offices. I must be careful. Did Mother's private guard, the one watching over Prince Sail, not hear anything regarding room 1008? Information is bound to get leaked to Camilla, but if I could learn of the cause of his death and the situation surrounding it all at once, I'll negotiate directly with Mother myself. There's a lot of risk in making me, there's a lot of risk in me making direct contact with the second queen's family guard, but there's no way that Mother would have made any decision without discussing it with my sister first. If she's given the okay, then I should consider that this might have been sister's plan as well. Mayor still isn't seeking any kind of defense against Nen abilities, but she would have needed some kind of partner no matter what. Kurapika, 10th day, 11:30 a.m. The fourth rumble! The interval between them is shrinking! Quietly piercing through them, an ominous rumble. And we ain't talking about the rumble that we're supposed to begin an attack on Titan. No, we ain't talking about that rumble. We ain't talking about that rumble. Because otherwise we'd be seeing some Zeke and Aaron up in here, and there'd be an attack on Titan crossover. Oh my god, that'd be so freaking cool. But, ooh, this is gonna be interesting, this fourth rumble. Fourth rumble is upon us, and, ooh. I'm still waiting for shit to really hit the fan, like, Togashi, first of all, this chapter just really made me think of Hell's Paradise Shikakuraku. It just really solidifies how much, how basically Tao and Hell's Paradise Shikakuraku is basically Nen, and that, especially with what, happened with Gabimaru when he utilized, Tao for the first time, and all that shit, and he, like, collapsed and almost died, and all that crap. That's what it kind of is. That besides that, we got a lot of strategy going on up here. We see how Kurapika is doing his shit, and we got some more what's gonna come of this rumbling? But it's going to come of this rumbling. I'm just so surprised that, the thing is for me, and I'm really curious what you guys think, is I really thought by this chapter, I really thought shit was going to have hit the fan by now. I thought we were going to be in an all brawl. And honestly, I really thought this. I thought there was going to be an all brawl. I thought we were going to have we were going to see Kurapika would have seen the spiders by now and be like, oh, motherfucker, why are these mofos here on this ship? Get off pit, lose his goddamn mind. Say, fuck this strategy. I've got other business to do. I thought we were going to see shit like that, but Togashi is taking his sweetest time. It's just, the way Togashi is doing this is just, and it's, as impatient as I am, I know there's going to be a really sweet payoff. There really is. Because Hara does it in Kingdom all the time. Because up until this recent arc with the Shukai planes and the invasion of Zhao, it got very political. We didn't have a lot of physical combat. It was a lot of political and a lot of strategy going on up in there. And that's what we got going on here. This is all a game of politics and strategy. And I'm fine with that. I know a lot of you guys are just overwhelmed by this dialogue. I'm fucking overwhelmed by this dialogue. I'm sorry this video was late. Because usually I get my videos up as soon as the chapter, or record them and upload them as soon as the chapter comes out. But man, if I did not get that sleep, if I did not sleep like I did, I probably would have been totally fucked and not comprehended the chapter, the content of this chapter. Okay, so the princes are trying to figure each other out. We got and it's gonna be really interesting to see what direction Togashi's gonna go in the next couple of chapters. Like, I'm just very, very curious where we're gonna go in. I really am. But like, I think the one thing that I really found the most interesting about this chapter was Predator. Because we learned that Predator probably can't even, like, if Predator was gonna target Seradich, Predator couldn't, because Seradich has multiple abilities and multiple an end beast. So yeah, Predator can't go after Kurapika because Kurapika has multiple end beasts or multiple abilities. So, but it's good to know that Kurapika, like, I feel like the whole point of this chapter, at least for me, was to just prove that Kurapika is still running this shit. He's still running this shit. Anyway, I'm very curious what you guys think about this chapter. What do you think about the rumbling? Yes, and sorry, there are no Titans up in here. What do you guys think is gonna happen? What do you think? Like, do you think like Togashi's gonna be you know what I think Togashi's gonna do? Because Togashi's just been for the past oh my god, since like chapter 350, pretty much, Togashi's been giving us 10 chapter intervals, and I just got this really, really bad feeling that Togashi is going to like leave us on a major cliffhanger where shit is gonna like hit the fan. I just have this feeling that is going to be the case. But please do not go on a hiatus after next week. Togashi, I'm begging you. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. if you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to my channel expansion. There's a few ways you could do that. You could donate to my PayPal, Patreon, GoFundMe, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, from me on PlayStation Network, all that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye!